John, a battle out there, wasn't it? But you got through, and that's what matters.
Of course it is. I was delighted I was only trailing 5-4. Thepchaiya, when he was 4-2 in front, probably the missed blues changed the whole complexion of the game. He looked as if he was in control, and he could have maybe been 6-3, 7-2 up. So I came in today and I thought I played pretty well at the start, went 7-6 in front, but then, I know I've said it before, I hope Jamie doesn't mind me for saying it, I had my Jamie Burnett moment at 8-6 in front, when all I need is to pot the black, and I leave him needing snookers, and then I've ended up screwing in off in the middle bag, and at that point I actually just felt numb. It's as if someone just came and took me out of my own body, and thinking, what have I done here? And then Thepchaiya's done a great clearance, he potted a great brown to go 8-7. And then that's when some crazy thoughts start going through your mind about you playing this game anymore. But no, delighted that I've held up, stood up a little bit at the end there and got to 10 first.
Is that where your experience of playing in this venue, which can do funny things to people, is that where it's got you through?
Yeah, listen, it's difficult. It's difficult for Thepchaiya as well. He's never won a game here, so that's quite a big hurdle for him to go over as well. And I was trying to hang on to that as well. But no, I'm just delighted I'm still here in the second round. It always is more nerve-wracking, I think, the first round, just to get through and get yourself in the tournament. So I'm delighted I'm still here.
And it just underlines the point again about, there may be easy matches, but there are no easy matches. He was always going to be a tough opponent.
Yeah, he's got scoring power. Probably up there with any of the qualifiers when he gets on a roll. So I knew that was going to be difficult, whoever you draw. But Thepchaiya, I think, with him nearly falling off the tour, it was as if he had a free hit and he was coming in. And I thought some of his scoring was great, but then he missed a couple. But everybody does that out there. It's difficult to play out there.
And also at the Crucible, do you feel like you have time to sort of build your game and sort of go through the gears a bit?
You hope so. Yeah, you hope so. And I do feel as if I'm hitting the ball pretty well. So you hope that can come out. Now, obviously, the longer you stay in the event, yeah, you hope so.
Do you look at who you might play next, or do you care?
Oh, I knew, obviously, it could have been two Thai boys playing each other in the last 16. I seen Lucas obviously playing Nopo, and that's a tough game for both of them. So I think when you get into the last 16 of the world, you just concentrate on your own game, because you know the other guy in the other chair is going to be a top player.
And what are you going to do now? Have you got time to nip home, or are you staying here?
No, I'll just stay here. There's no point now travelling home. I know a couple of the boys, Stephen and Ants, went home, and I believe they'll be coming back down now, so I'll just stay down and just watch the games. I've enjoyed being here for a few days. I've enjoyed watching the games. I didn't want to go home so early, so I'm pleased I'm still here.
Does it feel a bigger buzz with full crowds back in from the early stages this year?
100%. Yeah, the crowd was amazing out there. It was great to have them back there, and it just adds to the attention and everything that you feel out there. It was good to be back. Good for the crowds to be back.
Great, thank you.
Cheers.
A quick one, talk sport, John.
Yeah.
Same sort of stuff.
Our father's going to do this.
John Higgins through to the second round at the Betfred World Championship. John, it was always looked a tough draw, and it proved a difficult match. There were some sort of key moments in there. Just reflect on it for us.
Yeah, key moments, two massive moments. I'm sitting here thinking about it was when Thepchaiya's missed a blue, when he was leading 4-2 with the balls at his mercy. I don't know if it rolled off or he just took his eye off it. So that got me just trailing 5-4 overnight, which I was still feeling quite good about. But then I had my Jamie Burnett, my mate from Scotland moment, when I've screwed in off in the middle bag when I was just nearly going 9-6 in front. That was an incredible shot that I played there, incredibly bad. Shouldn't have been anywhere near the middle bags, but the Crucible pressure sometimes gets to you too much.
And that's even to you, someone who's won it 4 times and been coming here for so many years.
Yeah, no. Listen, it doesn't get any easier. And as I said, the first round's probably where you feel your most pressure here. You don't want to go home early. You want to still be here and involved and get through the second round to longer matches. So, yeah, I'm delighted I'm still here doing it.
Just a little bit sort of more on that feeling of being in the tournament, getting through to you're into that first sort of best of 25. That is a big difference, isn't it, to the first round?
Yeah, it's been great. Been back here. The crowd are back in. There's a different buzz about the city. But when we're here, I've been here for the start. Really, I've been practicing, just watching the games. I've really been enjoying being here because you say, you don't know how many more times you're going to be here sampling this atmosphere out there. So I didn't want to go home early, so glad I'm still here.
And any thoughts on your possible opponent for the next round? Obviously, it was either Luca or another type player in the one.
Nah, listen, when you get through the last 16 here, you worry about your own game, because you know the other guys sitting in the tables, the other chairs going to a top player, so you've just got to worry about your own game and see where that takes you.
Well, congratulations, John. Good luck with the
Cheers,
next round.
Hector. Thanks.
John,
Cheers.
congratulations. Neil Robertson was saying yesterday that he would favour potentially 2 venues for the Crucible. So you build another venue, everyone can have a one-table setup, you've not got cramped conditions, and actually you can celebrate everyone. And Barry has said that he is in talks with Sheffield City Council
Is he?
about that possibility.
All right.
I just wondered, you've been here for so long, you know, steeped in history of this place. What do you think of that proposal?
Well, if Barry's going to do it, there must be some merit in it. Now, I thought it was pie in the sky, really. I was thinking, what the hell was Neil talking about there? But
It's early stages, to be fair.
yeah, I wouldn't like it. No, I think if you're having it in Sheffield, you have it here. What is the point? What is the point in moving it? I think it just brings its own uniqueness, because you're playing in cramped space, the crowd, everything about it. If you're moving it, you move it lock, stock and barrel, I think, to a purpose-built arena where you can fit the 2 tables in again, I think.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would think. That's what I would favour.
So you think the test of 2 tables is actually part of the World Championship?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it would be. I think you would lose a lot if half of the tournament was played in one table and half was played in another. We've done that in China in a few events where I think we played like I think it's the Shanghai Masters, and you've got one table in one arena and one in another. Nah, I don't favour that. I think you're all in one way or the other.
And what is that? Because I think he's that's one of the ideas he's saying. It's a purpose-built arena, but trying to offer it to Sheffield first, trying to get it done in Sheffield, and then only if they couldn't get it done, maybe consider somewhere else. Would you like to see it stay in Sheffield?
I'd love to see it stay in Sheffield. Yeah, absolutely. As you say, this is the home of snooker, really. So I'd love to see it in Sheffield, but I'm not going for that idea where 16 players are playing at one table and 16 players are playing at the other table. Nah, I wouldn't be in favour of that at all.
John, you admitted you feared for your Crucible campaign after the defeat in the Tour Championship final. How did you feel when you were 4-2 down against Thepchaiya?
No, obviously I wasn't in the best of spirits at 4-2 down, but it's a long way. It's a long way to 10, and I had it in the back of my mind. Thepchaiya, he's never won a game here. It's going to be difficult for him. He was looking good, but the first session, it's the old saying, you can lose it in the first session. You can't win it, but you can lose it. So if I'd have been like maybe 7-2 down, you could near enough be out of the event. So remain touching distance. I went to sleep totally fine. You've been so many times here, so don't try and think too much about it.
John, obviously we look at the draws, and obviously anything could happen, but it could be a state of a John Higgins revenge tour with Luca and Neil in the next couple of rounds if things go that way. Is that the way you would look at it?
A revenge tour?
Yeah, because after you lost Scottish Open to Luca and then...
Well, I suppose I got one back on look at the Tour Championship semi, so yeah, I suppose it maybe O'Neill won, but listen, it's a long way to go. Really, Luca's got an incredibly tough game against No Pony, a great player. He's improved so much in the last couple of years, so I'll just take each game as it comes.
And there was one other thing we wanted to get you on. So the BBC yesterday, on their pre-match graphic, had you up as with an England flag.
England?
Yeah.
I'm allowed to swear? God, they better get that changed pronto.
Well, you're obviously a proud Scottish player. To get you mixed up as English is a bit silly.
That's poor, isn't it? That's poor with BBC. That's poor. Very poor.
John, just briefly, slightly away from that topic, as good as that topic is. The Chinese players looking a major threat this year. Well, I've been coming in the last 10, 15 years, and we've been saying it all the time, really, ever since then. You've seen them come through from a really young age. You've seen the likes of Yan and Zhao come through from when they're sort of in their teens. Now Ding's winning today as well. Is it looking more of a Chinese threat than ever this year?
I think because Xing Tong and Bing Tao are the real deal. I think that as they became winners, they're gradually growing into being winners. When they're coming to the venues, you can sense it off them that they that they believe they can win it, whereas maybe before you could maybe sense off them that they were maybe just happy to be here. And then if that's given Ding the kick up the backside that he maybe needs, because he's a proud Chinaman and he's proud to be the top Chinese boy. So he maybe, although he won't really be saying it, he won't really want to be relinquishing his crown. So no, a three-pronged attack, it could be difficult this year, absolutely.
It's the first time where it's sort of felt like that these three, you know,
Yeah.
could potentially have an all-Chinese final. I mean,
Yeah, because I think if we're being honest now, you'd think Ding would have been the only one in the last few years that people would have hung their hat on. But I think now that we've got two incredible, gifted young guys coming through in Yan and Zheng Tong, so yeah, they'll have a good run at it.
John Lucas said yesterday about, in an interview, smiling actually, about modernising the game and sort of changing dress codes and things like that, and maybe changing sort of the lineups in TV commentary and things like that. Do you have any thoughts on modernising the game?
Yeah, listen, I've been about for so many years, and it has some things that you maybe like to stay the same, but there's other things you wouldn't mind changing, and if the powers that be or the broadcasting stations are getting the younger guys to hear their different sides of it, I'd be all for that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Changing dress code at the Crucible, would that sort of take away from the tradition?
I don't know. You'd maybe think that would be one that would maybe stay. I'm not against it in any of the other events. Obviously, we've seen it at the Champion of Champions, and it seemed to go pretty well. I think maybe the World Championships it's maybe a little bit different, but hey, well, I'd be up for anything.
John, you said you're not going home. Why is that? You just don't fancy to drive? You want to keep the energy?
Yeah, just keep the energy and just relax and just be down and amongst it. Really, it's only one tournament a year where you want to be in amongst it, and I don't like going away from it, because I think if you go away and then you come back, it's as if you're starting again. I think it's just good to just try and immerse yourself in the whole drama surrounding everything. I've always enjoyed that, being here.
But you in the hotel room watching the telly at night?
I've just in an apartment. Aye,
Yeah.
better be in an apartment. The hotels are obviously really busy with the fans and different things. You maybe can't get as much privacy, so I've always stayed in an apartment. It's probably better.
Is there snooker on TV? Would you have the snooker?
I've not really been watching. When I've been here, I've been watching some of the snooker, but back home, I've just been watching just box sets and different things. And aye. So